But listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Ms. Pugh, don't
when
speak
my
over me.
corporation-
Ms. Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself.
All right, everyone. Today, we've got a no-nonsense judge facing off against a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen who walked in armed with a tiny scrap of paper covered in recycled courtroom jargon, clearly convinced she was about to drop a dramatic legal mic drop and stroll out untouched. The confidence, unmatched. The preparation, questionable at best. She came ready to challenge the system with copy and paste arguments, expecting the courtroom to bend on command. But this judge wasn't playing along. You can practically feel the tension before a single word lands. It's one of those hearings where reality hits fast and hard, and the clash between rigid facts and misplaced certainty makes for a fiery exchange. Stick around, because this one escalates quickly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And let's jump in to watch how this intense courtroom showdown unfolds.
I am the beneficiary of that statement.
You're the what?
I'm the beneficiary of that statement.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of that estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest. You know?
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself, or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you, or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel to effective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's not fine. Not even close. She's unraveling in real time, and the courtroom can feel it. Meanwhile, the judge remains calm and composed, letting the scripted talking points run their course without interruption. It's almost remarkable how confidently some people believe they've discovered a hidden legal shortcut, as if repeating a few buzzwords can override established law. But that's not how jurisdiction works, and it's certainly not how charges disappear. Courts have addressed these arguments time and time again, and the outcome never changes. What makes this moment so striking is the contrast. She's polite, saying, "Your Honor," trying to sound prepared, yet it's clear she's out of her depth and clinging to lines that simply don't hold up. You almost wonder how someone gets pulled so far into an idea that collapses the second it meets reality. It's less shocking and more puzzling than anything else. Let me know your thoughts, because this hearing is far from finished, and the tension is only building from here.
Appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Ms. Pugh, don't
with
speak
my
over me.
incarceration- Respectfully, Your Honor, with my incarceration.
Ms. Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on, listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why, is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed.
Go back.
Agents.
You already said that, and that's overruled.
Is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself.
Yeah, that was rough. But the story isn't over yet. This sovereign citizen actually comes back for another hearing. And trust me, we're covering that one too. At this point, the judge deserves serious credit for patience, because dealing with someone who thinks a brick wall can argue constitutional law is no small feat. She stays composed, cutting through the chaos with a sharp but measured approach, balancing firmness with restraint. It's impressive to watch her navigate the nonsense without losing control, calmly untangling the confusion while letting the reality of the law sink in. Honestly, it's a masterclass in courtroom composure, and I'm here for every moment. Let me know what you think about the judge's handling so far, because now it's time to jump into the next hearing and see if the tension ramps up even higher. Let's go.
Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of the appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
Confidential. And for the record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial, and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury, and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law?
Yes,
Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I know been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No,
I swear, I called that one before she even said it. These sovereign citizens are starting to get inside my head, and I'm losing brain cells trying to keep up with their nonsense every day. Breaking down their antics is exhausting because, honestly, it's a mix of ignorance and sheer stubbornness. Sure, some of them might be struggling personally, but the bigger issue is the resources they drain. Courts and law enforcement have limits, and this kind of behavior wastes time that could be spent on real cases. Interestingly, this time she didn't bring her little script from the first hearing. Maybe county time taught her to memorize it. But if she's planning to represent herself, she's seriously playing with fire. She could be facing 8 to 10 years if it goes badly, and I have a feeling it won't look good. Let's dive back in and see if she's ready to actually defend herself, because this is about to get intense.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself, by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I've never even been wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case.
I don't know when Mr. Jeffries on my.
I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff.
He's not on my case.
Go back with the bailiff.
It's not on my case.
Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury.
I would
And
assume.
we'll just get it figured out that way.
Honestly, this judge deserves a solid 10 out of 10. She did everything she could to give this sovereign citizen a fair shot before finally cutting through the nonsense and taking control of the courtroom. The patience on display was next level. I'd have lost it within 10 minutes, but she stayed calm, measured, and firm, letting reality slowly sink in while this girl scrambled to make sense of her own script. It's equal parts cringy and mesmerizing, watching someone desperately try to dance their way out of a corner with no rhythm, brains working overtime to invent answers that simply don't exist. At the same time, it's a little sad seeing how far people can spiral into this rabbit hole, wasting court time and resources along the way. Still, the spectacle is undeniable, and the judge handled it with skill, patience, and authority. Let me know in the comments what you think about her approach. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. I'll be posting daily, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and take care, everyone.